Ezekiel 7 verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff for bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beast, and they shall berave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
This is Dabu 7. A lot of people out there noticing that the shelves are thinning out, and many people have heard the issues here throughout the news about supply chain this, boats sitting out in the water off the coast. Well, we're now having other people involved in the game step up, giving their comments. One of them, a billionaire supermarket owner out of New York City. He's predicting that food prices are about to increase sharply. And this is someone that's about to make a lot of purchases, as he always does, in the food market, in that sector. So he's paying more. And the other day we had some of these big shots saying that people have been paying too little for too long. Getting away with murder, so to speak, on meats. That they've been letting the everyday person get away with buying their meats at low cost for way too long. Now it's over. All this is going to rise, and they will not come back down. Now this is what this billionaire is saying. He's saying that this is going to rise sharply in the coming months, but not only that. He expects an increase of 10% in just the next 2 months. What timing going into a winter that we better hope isn't a dark winter. And with everything else going up, except for the power of the dollar, it's going down. Things aren't looking too good. I hope you guys are stocked up, have a plan for this winter, and just know, at this rate, the prices are going to continue to rise. I'm going to break this down on the live stream further. Join me Monday and Wednesday of next week on DLive exclusively, where I break this down censorship free. I hope to see you there. Much love. This is Dabu7, and you are looking at our whole global supply chain bottleneck in one photo. All of our issues with seeing supplies running low, not making it to stores and onto the shelves, this is all happening because of certain people's decisions out there. And as we've seen here recently, the Biden administration came out and said that we're going to put a directive into motion where the ports on the West Coast have to operate 24/7, around the clock. If you don't know, the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, they account for 40% of all shipping container goods entering the United States. Some are saying this is too late, that trying to do this isn't resolving the issue. They're now talking about bringing in the National Guard to alleviate these issues. We now have a record of 97 container ships at anchor out here in the water. Again, they put this 24/7 thing into operation before we even got to the number 97. Now, I've been keeping track of this as the records got shattered through the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Here we are in the 90s, coming up on 100, which you could hit today. And typically, before all this happened, there was around 17 ships at anchor in the so-called pre-pandemic times. So now, with 97 sitting out there and growing, and they're supposed to be under 24/7 operation, this isn't looking good. But this is the latest. And people are asking the question, do we got to get our own damn boats and get out here and start unloading these ships and bringing them to shore? And people are serious when they say this. We're going to cover this and a whole lot more on the upcoming live streams. Make sure to join me Monday and Wednesday of next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on D Live. I hope to see you there.
The worst is yet to come. Shalom, all blessings, honors and glories be unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth, as well as men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the sea line of our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, and Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Ratazah. This lesson is edifying. You're now seeing, even as we have been seeing, the detrimental effects of the global ongoing supply chain shortages, followed by the combinational effects of inflation, stagflation, and shrinkflation, which you should all be familiar with these terms as we've done many videos, beginning with the apostles and elders and older brothers, on what these different terms are, on down to us younger men in the faith. And again, for those out there that don't know, inflation is the expansion of money supply in an economy. When there is so much money circulating with little to no supply to pretty much balance out the demand. Okay, and this causes the value of a currency such as the dollar to drastically depreciate. It becomes pretty much useless. Shrinkflation is basically when the prices of goods go up, but the growth of a country's economy plateaus or gradually depreciate as, again, the cost of goods and services appreciate due to inflation. And so stagflation is just simply a combination of inflation and a staggering or a bottlenecking economy. And then we have shrinkflation. Now, shrinkflation is basically when the costs for goods that we typically buy from the grocery stores or supermarket appreciate due to inflation and also due to shortages, and also when the quantity / volume of the product is depreciated, is lowered, is halved. Okay, that is what shrinkflation is. Okay, and I pretty much re-explained what those terms meant or / mean for those out there that are new and that may now run across this lesson. Okay, and what happened to the peace that Joe Biden and all these different Edomites in high position of powers had promised you, Jakes? What happened to all that? What happened to the peace? I thought you'd voted for Joe Biden for your own benefit, for your own so-called betterment. But alas, You're being shown that this man is truly the devil and that he doesn't care about you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They had promised you peace and safety through their president, through their governors, their mayors, their city councilors, and many other people, even of our own people in these different high positions of authority, especially the women. Yet here we are in this pitiful, detrimental global condition that the world is seeing, which is all prophecy at the end of the day, because all roads lead to prophecy. All roads are leading to the mandating of the MOTB, okay, which is the RFID microchip. MOTB stands for Mark of the Beast, those out there that are new, okay? And after the chip has been mandated, that's when the Third World War will initiate on a very larger scale. And then comes the utter destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, by way of thermonuclear fire, according to biblical prophecy. Now again, this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, when these presidents and mayors and governors shall promise you Israelites peace and safety, as they have been since last year and beginning of this one, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And we're beginning to see that and have been seeing that. And will further see that when the Lord sends great famine upon the land of America to punish the sinners of his people, would say that the evil shall not overtake nor prevent them. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, because everything that the Lord is going to bring upon the earth in the form of death and destruction and great horrific judgments are likened unto birth pains, and where a woman, when she's about to bring forth a child in the 9th month, sudden pain hits her because the child is ready to come out of the womb. And as something like that happens to a woman in the 9th month, likewise will something like that in the form of judgments happen unto 2/3 of the nation of Israel and upon the world. The birth pains of judgments will start to come upon the world unexpectedly, and everybody least expected. The Lord even says here in Isaiah chapter 30, and this is not a long lesson, just something real quick and short and sweet, Lord willing. In Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Jehovah, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Why? Because they're covering the coverings of the devil, of the wicked, of the heathens. Pardon me. But not of my spirit. Not of the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because they're not living their lives according to the principles of the scriptures. They're not living their lives in fear and trembling of and before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Why? Because they cover with a covering and take counsel from the wicked. That they may add sin to sin. And what is sin? Transgression of the law. 1 John 3 and 4. What is the stack of that? Iniquity. That walk to go down into Egypt. Modern day Egypt is America. Revelation chapter 11 verse 8 proves that. And have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Who's modern day Pharaoh? Joe Biden. In which 2/3 of our people trust in greatly and strengthen themselves in. But this is what the Lord said. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. They trust in the protection of Egypt, in the technologies of Egypt, in the financial cushions of Egypt, which have failed them. in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. The same person that you voted for, which the word vote means to vow, is the same person that will show you that he's the devil. He doesn't give a damn about you niggas, man. And niggas. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. So your trust in this place will lead to your confusion and then ultimately your destruction. Because you had refused to take counsel from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai via the mouth of his prophets. You refused to change your lives to walk in the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to please the Lord and his son. So you're going to eat of the fruits of your own ways. So with that, until the next time, I say shalom to the elect, Lord's willing. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahashim Achak Dash.